this is Jessie from Milestone, and today we're going to talk a little bit about plumbing fixtures. We often get questions inside of the office when people call. They might need a new toilet, might need a new faucet, and they ask, should I supply it myself or is it better to have you supply it? So we're going to talk a little bit about the differences and what our process is so that you can understand. Most people don't realize that plumbing fixtures are not always apples to apples. One of the biggest areas that I give as an example is if you pick a faucet from a big box store and you hold that in one hand and you look at a faucet through a plumbing wholesaler on the other side, the plumbing wholesaler will be considerably heavier. There's a lot more brass parts inside and a lot less plastic, which often does make it a little bit more expensive, but in the long run, that fixture is going to last a lot longer, so it is worth the investment. The big box stores are made to compete at a lower price point, making it more affordable, but it may need to be replaced sooner. Another important part of plumbing fixtures is the process that actually happens here inside of our warehouse. We bring all of our fixtures in prior to the job site and keep an eye on lead times, tracking where things are at and what components go together so that we can avoid surprises at the job site once the finish dates arrive. Nothing worse than having a project suddenly get delayed because we learn that it's 6 more weeks to get the replacement fixture in. So we have team members on staff that open up the boxes and inspect the items to make sure that the finishes are in good condition. There's no chips inside of the china, and believe it or not, sometimes the wrong thing is inside of the box, so we try to avoid surprises once we get to the project. I'm going to show you some examples of a recent project that we opened up and what the fixtures inside looked like. Now this could have happened during transit when the fixture went from the factory to our shop. You can see the nicks that are inside of the finish. If we had caught this when we got to the job site next week, it would have required us to come back and replace that fixture at a later date, which can add costs. So by catching that on the front end, we're able to address it so the client is never actually going to know that their fixture was defective. Same thing with this tub spout. If you take a look here on the top, you're going to see some markings inside of the tub spout body there. If you also look at the back side here too, there's also some additional gouges inside of that brass finish as well. So this is not acceptable into our standards, and our warehouse team has already ordered in a replacement that should be arriving any day this week. So we'll be able to get that addressed next week before the client ever knows there's an issue. Another big surprise that sometimes gets overlooked is that you have to order components that go together with things. We have 2 different shower trims here. Moan and Kohler product are things that our team recommends quite often. Sometimes people will buy these items online through other big box retailers and not realize that they have to order the roughen valves that come with them so that these parts can go inside of the wall and have the trim attached. This is one of Moan's roughen. We call it the brains of the operation. It sits inside of the wall and the nice pretty trim goes on the front. This is Kohler's valve that goes also inside of the wall, and then the nice fancy trim also goes on the front. So if this client had ordered these parts and had us come out, we wouldn't have been able to do the work that same day, or we would need to run around to a wholesale house to get those parts, which adds costs and frustration for everyone. So our recommendation is always to try to get the product through your local plumber. The plumber usually will have a really great process, just as our team does, that'll allow them to catch things and hopefully avoid surprises for you inside of your home. It also does allow there to be a warranty. So if we're supplying product, we warranty that product. That means we work with the manufacturer to address any issues. With all of the technology that has crept into fixtures, both in showers and kitchen technology with touchless, now more than ever, it's important to make sure there's a good warranty behind each of those products. As always, our team is here to help. If you have any questions, please reach out to any one of us and we will help walk you through the process.